Hey guys, so I met Justin. I talked to Justin last year when he did his first indie bash, which was really cool. And I kind of recently have kind of reconnected and talked about some ideas. And I was like, I really like the game devs. Guys, I can't develop anything worth a darn, so I just like to talk to you guys. I think everybody is trying to get momentum and get their game out there. I know Twitch and streaming and it is a great way to do that because you're spending so much time developing the game, and I know people are out there just trying to gain an audience and give you some life. So that's what I thought I would do, is talk a little bit about streaming. Well, he was, hey Steve, come out and do a session. I was like, no, I just wanted to say hi. And so the first time I came out, I saw Steven do his last week on Twitter, and I was like, wow, this is really good. Like, you guys have some good stuff going on. He's like, yeah, they're usually not like this. Like, yeah, this is so of course, I've got a whole month to put this presentation together, and of course, I was putting it together this week under pressure, and I was messaging Steven today. I was like, Steve, how many slides did you I can't remember. It was really good. I was like 20. I was like 20. Wait, hold on. No, it was like 37, and I had to cut a few because there was just so much info. And I'm like at 6 going, shit. So I really just wanted to scratch the surface. Like, you can get really deep into just gaming and live streaming, and there's so many do's and don'ts, and people have ideas on what they want to do for this and what they want to do for that. I'm giving this presentation to Wilson to put online or somewhere. Somewhere, because there's some links at the end of it. Because there are guys that have, and even Twitch and YouTube, they've got some stuff that just really goes deep into it.
We have a YouTube channel that we'll post up, and I'll let everyone know.
The links will be right here.
All right.
You're making extra work for them.
Yeah, I know, right? I know. So let's just start off. I don't have a degree in streaming. Okay. They're like, what the hell? As you could, I took this screen cap of my followers. I've got like 64, and I just started in January. I've been tinkering in it, but I just started. It's something that you're online, and it takes a lot out of you. Is what I found. It was like, whatever, I can do this. No, there's a lot of work and preparation. You can't just you can just turn it on and go, but it doesn't look as good. So if this is going on YouTube and there are comments below, cut me some slack.
Nobody will mention the spelling mistake. It's okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about just kind of what you need for it. You need a decent computer, okay? I just recently upgraded. I had an AMD Athlon Phenom 2, and the thing couldn't do it. So you need a decent computer. Definitely recommend a webcam. I'm going to show you some layouts later in this. Streams have done much better when there is a face to it, so they can see and see who's doing this. You need a capture card. So if anybody's doing anything on like an Xbox or a PlayStation or whatever, you get a capture card, and what it does is it helps it port into your computer to record. A mic's really good. I just picked up this Yeti. It's one of the, they talk about some really good mics, so Yeti's one. Before I was just using headphones. I thought it was good, and then I heard myself on the recording, and I was like, that is disgusting, I need to go get a new mic. And then decent internet, of course, right, we're uploading. There's some streaming sources, so we're going to go through that, and some programs that you need to use. Now, those are my beautiful socks. It was just kind of the best setup I could show you of what I got. So I actually run it on 2 monitors, and the reason I do that is so I can see the chat window in my stream, so I know if people are talking to me. And then I've got the program kind of going on, and if I go and tweet while I'm streaming, so people can go, oh, hey, he's actually online. So these are the three big ones I found as I was doing more research on this. I was like, hey, there's a lot out there, and I'm just scratching the surface, so I don't want to deal with that. Twitch was the big one, of course. Like, I don't know what to tell. I'm going to go into Twitch a lot. There is YouTube gaming. Of course, Google wants to get their kind of hands into everything. It's going really well. And then there's Hitbox. I have an account, and that's about all I know about it. They have really lax rules. Twitch is, again, they got bought out by Amazon recently, so Twitch is trying to be more professional, and that's what they're working on. And even if you've gone and watched some of them, they're actually moving a lot into this esports idea. So that's what they're always putting on their front page, and it's turning a little bit more into a business. Some of the programs out there are XSplit, which is it's a free as well as a paid. There's a paid service part for it. OBS, which is completely free, and Game Show. I have no idea about Game Show. Again, I did research and I was like, oh look, there's another one. But OBS and XSplit I've used. I prefer XSplit a little bit. They keep trying to sell me something because you have to pay like a monthly membership, or you can buy a lifetime for like $1,000 US. 500. But I'm like, yeah, that's not, I can do it for free, and so those are the three big ones. Again, at the end of this, there's going to be links, and there may be links right here to each of those. Now, when I was talking to Justin, I thought about you guys, and the first thing I thought about, I've got a gentleman here named Nick. What he likes to do is he goes around and finds game devs and likes to broadcast them. Hey, this is what this guy's making, this is what this girl's making, this is what this team's making, and we're going to play it a little bit, and we're going to talk to the person. And he streams that, and he throws it on YouTube later. And so I was like, oh, that'd be really cool, because these guys are busy building games. They need somebody to kind of market for it. And recently what Twitch has done is they've created this creative kind of category, and what a lot of people have been doing is they've been doing game development, they've been drawing, they've been painting, they've been putting music up, and of course this is all live. And cooking. There's actually been a cooking show. I know one of the girls, she's actually on Friday night, she's featured in the title page for a couple of hours, and all she does is she cooks weird different things. And then she talks to her audience. And then I was seeing that there were cosplays building actually their costumes and going, hey, yeah, this is what I'm building, and that's kind of sort of the thing I'm doing. So you guys can do it. If you're like, hey, I'm bored, I can go and stream this. It's work again, just like building your following on Twitter. It's work to get things out there. But this was a guy this afternoon, and he was coding something. Maybe somebody can tell me what's coding. Anyways, so what he's got kind of is kind of, that's his layout, and he's just going, oh, hey, let's pull this up. So it's really cool in that sort of sense. So I wanted to show bad layouts. There's literally a Twitter feed called Bad Layouts, and it's hilarious. And so what it is, what this guy's done is he's just, it's too busy, right?
What's wrong with it?
It's perfectly fine. It's perfectly fine. So
It's using the wrong paper.
yeah, I don't think he's a gamer girl. I don't know. But anyways, what I wanted to show you is like, we don't need it to be super busy. I was thinking when I did it, I was like, oh, I could have this do this and this do that, and then I'm like, you know what? Sometimes people just want to watch a game and kind of hear you talk, right? I always think of like Tony Stark in the Iron Man. It's like got all this things light up when he gets in. I was like, yeah, I could have that. Like, take away from the game. This is what's considered a good layout. This guy's a league player, but he's got a lot of cool things. So he's got, hey, here are the donators. This is kind of what gets followers to go, hey, I got my name out there, right? He's got some donators, he's got some followers, he's got subscribers. Here's the chat menu. So it's actually on his screen. It's on the screen, so you can when somebody goes and watches it, it's on a web page. That's how I view it. And then I got a chat screen here, and then the video game. Well, you can make it full screen and have the chat inside, so you don't need to have both open. He's got, okay, here's how long I've been up. That's kind of it here, right? He's of course trying to get some income from people using the codes that he's been sponsored for. So those are just 2 layouts. There's a bunch out there. Do what works best for you. Again, just with scratching the surface, these are kind of some of the services. Like you could literally go and get XSplit or OBS and do your game and put your webcam so it's your face, and that's it. You could do that, but I don't think you're going to get a lot of followers. You want to interact with people as much as possible. So there are notification systems. You can have a stream get analyzed, chat bots. So inside the chat, even though you can't talk to the person, there's about a 20-second delay. These chatbots are gonna have things going on. They're actually gonna record who's in there. Some people, what they have is, however much you watch, you gain points. And these points can be redeemed to do something with me. Maybe I'll invite you on stream. There's different things like that. Anybody have any questions so far? Like, I'm gonna answer some questions. No questions? No questions? There's
like, how do you record it? Or can you record it?
So Drew asked me this before. Yeah, so you can record it. So with XSplit, what I actually have it is I've got it record at the same time. If you're like, nah, I don't want to worry about it, you can have it not record. I've got mine recording on my computer. Through Twitch will actually record it as well, and they have an option where it'll port directly to YouTube for you. No editing, it's just the way you just posted it online, it'll go right over. The reason I record mine is so I can cut and paste and make it nice and easier to throw on YouTube. So I'm going to answer this question that everybody just asked. Okay. One of the ways Twitch has, people make money on Twitch is getting partners. So you meet certain requirements, and Twitch says, okay, every person that subscribes to you, pays us $5, you'll get half. I believe it's about half, give or take. And then we'll pay you. What some people have been doing is, hey, you can actually donate right to me through PayPal, and it'll show up in the notifications. What I've been hearing a lot about is, so the reason I'm saying this is be careful with it, because PayPal actually does a lot for the credit card user. So if somebody comes on your stream and gives you money, and then they go and complain to their credit card company, it can be pulled back. And there's really no, like, the credit card company's like, they told us it was fraud, we can't do anything about it. And so what happens is, you're like, oh, I got $100. So that $100 comes back, and then you get a $45 charge from PayPal. So there are people out there that just actually have fun and do this. So when you're using a tipping service or asking for some sort of donations, I would suggest just be cautious in that when you're doing it through PayPal. I don't know of anywhere else. I know there is other services out there where they can sign up and pay you monthly fees. And that's a way to support the stream, because that's what a lot of people like to do. I had one guy who was like, I just want to support you, how do I do that? I was like, oh, I guess I should set up a tipping service. I was just like, I'm just doing this for fun. So just something to be cautious of on that. Simple etiquette. You want to interact with your viewers that want the interaction as well. People can join your Twitch stream, and you can say, oh, hey Izzy, thanks for joining, thanks for coming in. And Izzy didn't see anything, like he didn't say anything in your chat, but you have an ability to see who joins. Some people don't like that. They don't want to be called out, they just want to sit back and relax. But when they start talking to you, you gotta be like, oh, hey, how's it going? How are things going? Thanks for coming back. Different things like that. That's why there's notifications. So you go, oh man, thanks for following me. That's great, that's awesome. oh, thanks for the donation. That's perfect. You know, everything goes into the stream. I try and make this look better for you guys. There's different things like that. You want to stay consistent. So if you're going to go, okay, I want to stream once a week, and I'm going to stream for 5 hours on Sunday, tell people that. You can put it on your Twitch page, and then you can put it out on Facebook. Hey, every Sunday, 5 p.m. to 10 p.m., this is what I'm doing. Because if you're going to try and just, you know, shotgun effect, right, kind of everywhere, you're not going to get a decent following. You're not going to build that following. You want to see people use your work and do your work. The reason I say keep things interesting, I forget sometimes that I'm on Twitch, and I'll literally just be back like, yeah, die. Oh shit, I'm on Twitch. Oh yeah, die! Woo, count them! Like I'll forget. Like I've been playing games my whole life, so I'll just sit there and just like, yep, killing them. Oh shit. So you want to keep things alive. You don't want to just be like, oh, I'm playing a video game. Thanks for joining. You always gotta interact. It's just nice. So here are the guides that I found. Just a few of them. Twitch has got one, YouTube Gaming's got one, Hitbox has got one, and then Lift Gaming, they've got a really good one. They go through all those things, all the services, and multiple ones, and they talk about them. So they give a really good breakdown. And I was thinking, I was like, I could just present his webpage and go like, okay, here's everything, and I'll just read you line by line. So that's what it is. That's kind of streaming. Does anybody have any questions? Like I wanted to make this easy and simple and kind of scratch the surface because I think you all go out and do your own research. So I want to be like, here's how I do mine, and these are the different things, and these are because you want to find your own thing.
What games do you stream?
So right now I'm streaming a lot of Heroes of the Storm. I'm waiting for Overwatch. That's going to be a lot of fun. I got World of Warcraft I'm playing a little bit. I got a 7-day pass for free, and I'm trying to get 100, and I've been just haven't had the time because I don't want to buy more time on WoW because I played too much. Yeah.
And part 2, how do you pick the games that you're playing on stream? Like for a game that's like us, like how do we get the attention of Twitch streamers? Right?
So one of the things, so I've got Nick here, and what Nick does once a week, you do an indie game. Once a week, Nick does an indie game. Here's a game we're gonna talk about. And so that's why I asked Nick to come out. It's like, hey Nick, you know, I know you do this. I don't watch it because I hate watching Twitch. Can we edit that out? Can we cut that? But like I want to do support. But I know Nick does that, and that's one of the things he does. I know there's a girl out in Vancouver who does it. She's actually partnered with Twitch, and she's got a large following as well.
Seriously, Clara?
Yeah. So she did an indie week, and she's like, guys, send me your indie games. Just tell me, and I'll see if I can get to them. And so that was a really cool idea. One of the things I didn't put a slide in, and I really should have, is June 25th, with the help of the Calgary game developers, is we're going to Inc. I'm bringing out Twitch people, and I'm hoping some of you guys want to come and have your games on display. It's a little bit like the indie game bash that Justin put on, but connecting people with people that are playing games online.
Is that like a meet and greet, or is there going to be actual streaming? Because I know they have the internet at Inc. But
yeah, we're going to do some streaming. We're going to bring my computer, and I'm going to make sure each game is on there, and then maybe I'll have Nick talk to each person for it. Yeah. Any other? Yeah.
For like Twitch API stuff or whatever, like, what did you look for stuff? Like, is there anything that you would want in from that as a streamer? Like, is there anything as a game developer I could put in my game that would like entice streamers to be like, oh, look, maybe I'll check this out because this is.
Nick?
I can sort of answer that. When it comes to adding Twitch integration, any sort of indie game, it's gimmicky. So I mean, it's cool. Like one game that I had was Daylight. It was a horror game where Twitch users could actually you could make it so your game could connect to Twitch, and the Twitch chat could actually input scares and stuff into the game while you're playing. And it was cool, but it was also very glitchy and not really necessary because you only had a limited amount of stuff you could do. Another game was Legend of Dungeon by Robot Loves Kitty. And what they did is they made a game called Legend of Dungeon Masters, where all the items in the game were only given to you by the people that were watching you through their Twitch integration. So when it first came out, tons of people. You'd have 100 people watching you throwing all sorts of crazy crap at you, but it dwindled very fast. So honestly, like if you're a game dev and you want people to notice you and play your game on Twitch, you just gotta surf. You gotta find people that are playing the indie games. Like at this point, the popular ones are Stardew Valley, Enter the Gungeon, games like that, and just go into their chat and start making conversation. Also, it's not just limited to like going to Twitch. Like Twitter's huge. There's a thing called Indie Dev Hour, where not only do the indie devs join in there, but people who like the indie games will join in as well. So it's just a matter of finding your audience through hashtags or through finding people playing indie games on the live stream services.
Yeah, and I think that's again what Justin and I are trying to do is bring at least the Calgary community together for you guys. So you have somebody, you don't have to go out there and look really hard, but at least you've got some things going on, right? So that's what we're working on. Anything else? Yeah.
Yeah, so like in terms of just a game then, what do you guys like, what's something that would draw you to a game to be like, oh, I'm gonna pick this game instead of like these 10 other ones? Is it just the genre or? That one I gotta say is hard. So I played a lot of, like, we've all been gamers our whole life, I wanna say, and it kind of goes with what you're interested in. Like I picked up a game called Punch Club when it first came out. It was like $10 and all you had to, like, it was really cool. And it got me a lot of followers, but what I recently, like it sold about 300,000 copies, but then I found out later, just recently, that it was actually pirated for 1.6 million copies. So it's a really good game, but it wasn't everybody's cup of tea. Like that one's really hard. You'll find something that Nick will like that I won't like. So that one's kind of hard. So if you're making a game, I would say that. Is there something you're working on right now, like a genre? Yeah, local multiplayer.
An online multiplayer?
Local multiplayer.
Yeah. So we like 3, 2, 1.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it would be just like that. Like I've seen it, and I'm like, that would be a fun game to stream. Like you get 4 guys on a couch, and you go play that. Yeah, that would be fun. Like I've seen that one, and I'm like, this is going to be good. Yeah.
Thank you.
Is there anything?
I want to play it.
Continuing on this, is there anything like about the game pacing that like it pisses you off as a streamer when it goes too fast, or it pisses you off as a streamer when it goes too slow, or like it's kind of suggestions for us game developers to give you more opportunities to do a better job streaming, I guess?
I was thinking, I was like, okay, so you get the words running through, right? And I'm like, but some people I know, Paul Exposure, he's local. He'll be at the thing on June 25th. He loves any game. Like what was the one where it was like you were a pacifist the whole time, and it was just a huge
Undertale?
Yeah, Undertale. Like he was talking through it and giving voices to everyone, and I looked at it and I was like, that is the stupidest game I've ever seen. I will never play it, right? But he's a huge into indie games, so he would be a really good guy, and I can connect you through Twitter. Are you on Twitter? Yeah, just tweet at me and I'll put you two in contact. So he'll be there. He'll answer a lot of questions.
So my previous question was about the passive way of like how do you pick games, but let's say somebody trying to pitch a game to you that's like, hey, I'd like my game, like I'd like you to play my game
Yeah.
on your stream. Like, I'm not sure if it happen to you, what would you be looking for? Like, how do I approach you? Do I send you a build? Do I send you screenshots, videos? What would you look for if I were to send you?
I'm gonna let Nick answer that because he's always reached out. Before I let Nick go, in my mind, I'd like to see at least a video of it. Right? Like here's what it is, and here's like if you were gonna look at a game box, right? What's your description, right? You guys probably have them, and then that's kind of all I would think. I would go, okay, great. I can give you a copy or something. My fear when I'm thinking about this for you guys is, great, now the guy's taken my stuff and given it to everyone, so I don't know how you would work something like that in an NDA or whatever. Yeah.
When it comes to, you'd be giving a person a copy of the game or a demo?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, what I look for is, first of all, if somebody wants to follow me on Twitter and tell me that they have a game that they want me to look at, I first will ask for the elevator pitch. That's the most important thing. If you can get me interested in the game with a 30-second blurb of something, that's the first thing that I want to see. Second, of course, if you do have, in fact, a demo or something available, that's the next thing. When it comes to my show, the in-game showcase, what I actually ask for is, for the game, it does not have to be complete. It just has to be able to fill around 40 minutes of time so that you can play the game while talking. When it comes to a Twitch streamer or somebody that does YouTube, it's basically as long as it is a game and it's interesting enough. Like again, it's a tweets their own situation.
Yeah. But again, and kind of reiterating, that's kind of my idea is because you guys have it and there's like, okay, well, how do we do it? And I'm like, well, I know Twitch streamers and I know game devs. I'll just kind of bring you together and see if there's some sparks that'll fly. So, yeah.
So just to follow up on that, Nick, you said you look for 40 minutes of gameplay. Is that the average that you see, or is it less?
Okay, so for me with the showcase, it's a 2-hour show. So we used to do 2 segments, 2 one-hour segments, and I used to actually ask devs for their game was capable of filling 1 hour. And I made it a bit more lax because I know some people only have 30 minutes or 40 minutes. So it's just enough enough that I can talk to the developer about their game and play through it. Because that's what I did. I wanted to take the Let's Play step further by removing the speculation behind, why a dev did the things that we did by asking the dev right away. So it makes so you don't have one of those YouTubers that go, oh, this is stupid, why would they do that stupid thing? And I can go, well, explain this mechanic to me. What's what's the inspiration behind this stuff? That sort of thing. So, yeah. Hopefully that answered it.
Yeah. True.
So, who watches Twitch streams and why? Like, who's our market?
Okay, so I got 3 hands that just went up. Okay, so the one thing I like about Twitch is...
I don't mean just Twitch, I just mean like live streaming versus watching it on YouTube or...
It's worldwide, right? Like, and the only reason, because I'm like, I play between 6 p.m. and 10 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. So, kind of whatever. But I know Paul, Exposure. I'm giving you work, Wilson. Do you hate this? Do you hate this?
Don't just do it.
Yeah. Look at this stupid guy. He plays from like midnight till 5 a.m. And I'm like, dude. He's like, yeah, I do. And he's got a little bit of volume. So it's hard to kind of say it's whoever you want. Like, that's a good marketing question. And if we remember from like slide number 2, I don't have a degree in this.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Do you have any
What was the question again?
Sorry, just like talking about the market itself, like who's out there watching our why do people do this?
Because
I don't do it.
Okay, so the original concept behind like advertising is you had yourself a commercial, and that's how you got the hype of the game. And you tried your magazines and all that. Well, then they moved on to the digital stuff, and somebody realized that you can find out how good a game is by watching another person play it. Whether that be you were sitting at home, and like, this is a perfect example. 2003, I had an Xbox. I bought the Xbox, I bought games, and I realized I don't really want to play it, so I just let other people play the Xbox and the games, and I'd watch it, and I found it very entertaining. Then people started to realize that this is the next big thing to do if you don't know if you want to buy a game or not. It's really hard to throw down upwards of $80 for a game when you don't know what it's going to be, and all you see are screenshots or like a 30-second trailer of Mr. Romero telling he's going to make you his bitch. So, yeah, exactly. So before it was, you'd have to rent it or buy it, just hoping that it's good. Now you can go and say, oh, I want to know what this game is. You can go to 200 different people and have either their honest reactions, or you can have their PewDiePie over the top, swear at things reactions. And it's whatever you want. And from there you go, well, this is pretty awesome, or this sucks. So that's the reason why you want to get a hold of these people, because that will give you exposure. I know that people hate the word exposure, but in the gaming world, it is so important.